a huge number of projects to choose from. There's so many options, and of course it comes a lot down to budget. So I think initially you want to look at, how much are you willing to invest, the reasons why you're looking to invest, and what's your outcome. You should always have an exit strategy to try and work out at what point do I want to sell it, who am I going to sell this property to. All these things are very, very important. And again, there are a lot of options. I think obviously speaking to an agent that's really got your best interests at heart are quite essential to make sure that you come out making the right decision. There are certainly some launches that are very oversubscribed. So recently there's been a couple which might have had 10 or even 20 times the number of buyers than there were units. In that situation, obviously we do our best with our relationships that we've got with these different developers to make sure that, for example, I might put a call into someone's manager or whatever it might be in order to try to secure that customer a unit. And we get them to do everything possible. So if you are 100% committed to the purchase, it might be a case of an expression of interest check. It might be some background on who the customer is. So we'll do everything we can to try and secure that unit. And if not, then we go back to the drawing board and we'll try and work out what's the next best option for that person. You don't need to be in the country to buy. Obviously, many of the properties that we sell off plan, there isn't a huge amount to see anyway. A lot of the time, even clients who are based here could be looking at it on Google Earth or something, and you don't actually need to be here. So the payments can be done remotely. The reservation can be signed as a digital copy. And then when you get to the stage of SPA, then the SPA can be posted or couriered to anywhere in the world. So you don't need to be here at all. As long as you've got a passport copy and maybe a credit card to pay the initial booking deposit, then that's fine. So once you find the right property, it's worth understanding, each developer's got a slightly different process, so the agent can help you with that to work out exactly, what the process is. If it's with EMAR, they call the reservation form an OTP, an offer to purchase, which is a basic initial contract with the property details on it. It'll have a floor plan attached to it and some basic terms and conditions. So you'd be sent that first. Once you've paid typically you've paid 37,000 dirhams, which is $10,000. You'd sign a copy of the OTP, and then that process would begin, where you would then make the first payment, which would be the balance of, let's say, 10%, and then you'd get sent the SPA. So that's typically the process. And once the SPA is signed, there would typically be an instalment plan that you would follow for the payment plan, based on a series of dates, and also could potentially construction milestones, depending on the deal with the developer, and we can advise and assist on that. Payments can be made via currency partners, for example, which will quite often save some money on transaction fees, but than what you get from your bank. So that's another thing to consider as well.